Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Get inside him. Look at what sort of person he is. You'll find you don't need to strain to impress him." His argument was that frequently, we unquestioningly absorb the negativity thrown at us by others without pausing to assess their credibility. Just as you wouldn't need driving advice from someone with a history of accidents or financial guidance from someone lacking expertise in money matters, you shouldn't lend an ear to individuals who criticize your abilities or decisions unless you respect their judgment and choices. If you want to stop caring what other people think, take a second and actually look at those people. You'll quickly find that there isn't much to be harried about and that you're doing just fine. Today, we're going to explore the principles of Stoicism and how they can teach us to stop caring about things that are beyond our control, leading to greater tranquility and inner peace. Prior to diving in, I'd be grateful if you could take a moment to like the video, which will help to spread the Stoic philosophy even more. If you haven't already subscribed, I encourage you to do so. Hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss out on any future content. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BCE, has been guiding people toward a more balanced and fulfilling life for centuries. At the core of Stoic teachings is the idea that we should focus on what is within our control and let go of everything else. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, among others, emphasized the importance of cultivating a mindset that is resilient in the face of adversity. They believed that by aligning our thoughts and actions with nature, we can achieve a tranquility known as ataraxia. So, how can we apply Stoic principles to stop caring about things that cause us unnecessary stress and anxiety? Let's dive into some practical strategies inspired by Stoic philosophy. Number 1. Recognize what is within your control. The Stoics teach us that there are two categories of things in life: those within our control and those without. Our thoughts, actions, and attitudes fall within the realm of the controllable, while external events, other people's actions, and the passage of time are beyond our control. By recognizing what is within our control and what is not, we can focus our energy and attention on where it will be most effective. Imagine a circle representing your sphere of control. Within this circle are things like your thoughts, emotions, and choices. Outside the circle are the weather, other people's opinions, and global events. Stoicism teaches us to direct our efforts toward the things we can control and accept with equanimity the things we cannot. Let's consider a real-life example. Imagine you're stuck in heavy traffic on your way to an important meeting. While you can't control the traffic, you have control over how you react to the situation. You can choose to remain calm, listen to music or a podcast, and use the time productively by planning your agenda for the meeting or making important phone calls. Or, you could become frustrated, honk your horn incessantly, and let your stress levels rise, which wouldn't change the traffic situation but could negatively impact your mood and mindset for the meeting. The first step in practicing Stoicism is to develop a keen awareness of what falls within our control and what lies outside of it. This requires a willingness to honestly assess our circumstances and discern where we have agency and influence. Start by keeping a journal where you reflect on your thoughts, actions, and reactions to various situations. Notice when you feel a sense of frustration or anxiety and ask yourself whether the source of your distress is something within your control. Seek guidance from a mentor or friend who embodies Stoic principles and can help you understand what is truly within your control. Sometimes, an outside perspective can shed light on aspects of a situation we may have overlooked. Mindfulness meditation is another powerful tool for developing awareness of our internal landscape. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we can identify patterns of thinking that may be contributing to our suffering. Remember that while we may not have control over external events, we always have control over how we respond to them. By cultivating a sense of inner sovereignty, we can navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and resilience. Number 2. Practice acceptance and letting go. Once we've identified what is within our control, the next step is to practice accepting the things that are not. This doesn't mean resigning ourselves to fate or passively enduring whatever comes our way. Instead, it means acknowledging reality and letting go of our attachment to outcomes. The Stoics believed that our suffering often stems from our resistance to the natural order of things. By accepting the impermanence of life and embracing the ebb and flow of events, we can find peace amidst chaos. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we can learn to detach from them and see them for what they are, passing phenomena. Amor fati is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which translates to love of one's fate. In other words, to love and embrace everything that happens to you, good and evil. According to Nietzsche, since everything that has happened and will happen is necessary and unavoidable, we should not just accept it, but embrace it. Another way he put it is that if you were to learn that your life, identical in every detail, would repeat over and over again eternally, your response should be one of joy. Let's consider a hypothetical scenario and how to apply the amor fati concept. Imagine you've been in a romantic relationship for several years, and things have started to feel strained lately. Despite your efforts to communicate and work through issues, it becomes clear that you and your partner have grown apart and that staying together may not be the healthiest option. You come to terms with the reality of the situation and accept that sometimes relationships change and evolve. You recognize that holding on to the past or clinging to what once was will only cause more pain in the long run. You accept that it's okay for relationships to end and that it doesn't diminish the love or the experiences you share. After accepting the situation, you focus on letting go of the relationship and any expectations you had for its future. You release any resentment or regret and allow yourself to grieve the end of the relationship. You understand that holding on to the past will only prevent you and your partner from moving forward and finding happiness separately. Embracing acceptance and letting go is not about suppressing or denying our emotions, but acknowledging them with compassion and then releasing them gracefully. It's a practice that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Number 3, focus on virtue and character. According to Stoicism, practicing virtuous living involves cultivating 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Let's get an overview of each virtue and how to implement it in your daily life. Wisdom in Stoicism entails using reason and rationality to understand the world and make sound judgments. It involves seeking knowledge, reflecting on experiences, and applying insights to navigate life's challenges. Imagine you're faced with a difficult decision at work. Instead of acting impulsively or relying solely on emotions, you take a step back to assess the situation objectively. You gather relevant information, consider potential consequences, and consult trusted colleagues or mentors for advice. By employing wisdom, you make a thoughtful and informed decision that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Courage in Stoicism refers to the willingness to face fears, challenges, and adversity with strength and resilience. It involves acting by one's principles and values, even in the face of discomfort or uncertainty. Consider a situation where you're afraid to speak up in a meeting because you fear criticism or rejection. Despite your apprehension, you courageously voice your opinions and contribute to the discussion. By demonstrating courage, you assert yourself and inspire others to do the same, fostering a culture of openness and collaboration. Justice in Stoicism involves treating others with fairness, kindness, and empathy. It entails respecting the rights and dignity of all individuals and striving to create a harmonious society based on mutual respect and cooperation. Suppose you witness a colleague being unfairly criticized or marginalized in the workplace. Instead of remaining silent or looking the other way, you advocate for fairness and speak out against discrimination. You support your colleagues, offer assistance if needed, and work towards creating a more inclusive and equitable environment for everyone. Temperance in Stoicism refers to moderation and self-control in desires, actions, and emotions. It involves avoiding excess and maintaining balance in all aspects of life, leading to inner tranquility and contentment. Imagine you're tempted to indulge in unhealthy habits, such as excessive drinking or overeating, as a coping mechanism for stress. Instead of giving in to these impulses, you practice temperance by setting boundaries, practicing mindful eating or drinking in moderation, and finding healthier ways to manage stress, such as exercise or meditation. By exercising temperance, you prioritize your well-being and cultivate greater self-awareness and self-discipline. Remember that cultivating virtue is an ongoing process. We all have room for growth and improvement. By making a conscious effort to embody the virtues of Stoicism, we can contribute to our well-being and the well-being of those around us. Number 4. Embrace impermanence and death. Memento mori, which translates to remember that you must die, is a powerful philosophical tool in Stoicism. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the contemplation of our mortality. The Stoics believed that by confronting the reality of death, we can gain perspective on the fleeting nature of life and live more fully in the present moment. Stoics believe that acknowledging the reality of death is essential for living a meaningful life. By recognizing that life is finite and death is a natural part of the human experience, individuals are encouraged to appreciate the present moment and live with purpose and intention. Stoics advocate for preparing oneself mentally and spiritually for death. Rather than fearing or avoiding the topic of death, individuals are encouraged to confront it directly and consider how they want to be remembered. Stoics aim to face death with equanimity and acceptance by cultivating inner tranquility and living virtuously. Take some time each day to contemplate life's impermanence and death's inevitability. This can be as simple as sitting quietly and observing the natural world around you, or as structured as journaling about your thoughts and feelings on mortality. Share your reflections on impermanence and death with friends and loved ones. Talking openly about these topics can deepen our connections with others and remind us of the preciousness of life. This practice can help you develop courage, acceptance, and a deeper appreciation for life. Embracing impermanence doesn't mean living in fear or denial of death, but embracing life with gratitude and vitality. By acknowledging the transience of existence, we can savor each moment and live with greater intention and authenticity. Number 5. Develop resilience through adversity. Stoicism teaches us to embrace adversity as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles to be avoided, we should see them as opportunities to test our resilience and character. The Stoics believe that adversity is not inherently negative, but a natural part of the human experience. By reframing our perspective and embracing adversity as a teacher, we can emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Let us consider an example. Imagine a person named Sarah who has been laid off from her job due to company downsizing. Sarah had been working at the company for several years and had invested a lot of time and effort into her career there. Initially, Sarah feels shocked and overwhelmed by the sudden job loss. However, instead of giving in to despair, she approaches the situation with resilience and determination. Sarah acknowledges that the situation is beyond her control and accepts that she has been laid off. While she may feel disappointed and uncertain about the future, she recognizes that dwelling on negative emotions will not change the circumstances. Sarah reaches out to her friends, family, and former colleagues for emotional support and practical advice. She updates her resume, enhances her skills through online courses and workshops, and explores different career paths and industries that align with her interests and qualifications. She views the layoff as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, recognizing that it may lead her down a new and fulfilling career path she had not previously considered. Sarah demonstrates persistence and resilience by staying committed to her goals and pursuing job opportunities despite facing rejections and setbacks along the way. Over time, Sarah's resilience pays off, and she secures a new job opportunity that meets her financial needs and aligns with her values and career aspirations. Through the experience of adversity and resilience, Sarah emerges more robust, more resilient, and better equipped to handle future challenges that come her way. Number 6. Stop caring what other people think. Life is a game of 3 parts. In the first part, you wonder what people think about you. In the second part, you don't care what people think about you. In the third and final part, you realize that people were never thinking about you anyway. Imagine you are at the Times Square in New York City. This is your first time at one of the most happening places in the world. And you are all dressed up for the evening. Imagine you are at the center. Hundreds of people are passing by. You see tourists and enthusiasts from all over the world and how they look and carry themselves. You are suddenly conscious of your presence. Thinking about your appearance, wondering whether your hair is messed up, your belly fat is showing up, or whether somebody's judging you for looking weird. Anything. All that you are insecure about. You are lost in your negativity. It appears to be such a great, glittery, and happy evening, but all you are bothered about is your appearance. That's because you feel you are the center of the universe, and everybody has nothing to do but think about you. It is natural to feel that way. But let's have a look at what everybody is wondering about. Most of them are wondering about the same things that you are. They are wondering about everything else about themselves, anything and everything except you. And that applies to all the people. Everywhere. Everyone has a bubble of their insecurities at some point or the other. Even the ones who appear to be strong. They are so occupied in their own life that they honestly have no time to give a fuck about you. I mean, do you? How much do you think about others? It's the same for everyone. So if there is one single advice, then it would be stop giving fucks about what others think about you. About how you look, what you say, and what you do. If they have to judge you, nothing stops them anyway. I bet you have seen unhappy people at big fat weddings. They are everywhere and would find some flaws because they have to. What others do in their own life has no real influence on your own. It is a hard fact to accept because we have romanticized our thinking by watching movies and reading fiction full of coincidences. Nobody can influence you as much as you can. Stop regretting the chances that didn't come true because somebody didn't do something for you or the interactions that didn't unfold the way you wanted them to. Move on and be a creator of your destiny. Be individualistic. Start finding happiness in your own things and enjoy your time alone. So be individualistic and reserve your fucks for the most fuckworthy situations in life. In conclusion, Stoicism offers us a roadmap to stop caring about things beyond our control and find inner peace amidst life's uncertainties. By focusing on what is within our control, practicing acceptance and letting go, cultivating virtue and character, embracing impermanence and death, developing resilience through adversity, and stopping caring what others think about us, we can live with greater tranquility, purpose, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic philosophy. Remember, the path to inner peace begins with a single step, and with practice and perseverance, we can all learn to stop caring about the things that do not serve our highest good. Until next time, stay stoic and stay serene.